Those of you who can switch on the cameras, it would be great. Those of you who cannot, that is also all right. Let's close our eyes. We will chant Om 3 times. Let's breathe in normally and breathe out. Breathe in for Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo, Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gajananam Bhutganadisevitam Kapetha Jambu Phalacharubhakshanam Umasutam Shokvinashakarakam Namami Vigneshwar Pad Pankajam Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Triambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Let's relax our shoulders. Bring a gentle smile on our face and relax your facial muscles also. In this easy position, as your mind is becoming centered, invoke your Gurudev and invoke the Devas and your Ishtadeva to witness the Katha. Let they be the giver of the Katha through me, and let they be the receiver of Katha through you and your little toddler that is growing inside. Surrendering all our karmas and actions to our Divine, let's open our eyes. Today, we have a very interesting Katha to do. This Katha of Prahlad ji is not just the Katha of Prahlad ji. It is a discourse to show us that how good company, and for that matter any company, has a profound impact on us. And it is therefore very important that we choose our company. However, consider a situation where you have both the good company and bad company. So, whose influence will be the most? This Katha will prove that the impact and influence of good company is more profound and more lasting than the impact of bad company. And why is this the case? Let's say a person A has some friends, and these friends are advising this person all the time to do all the crazy things in life. Oh no, you should drink. No, no, you should gamble. Let's do that together. Let's ogle at women. Things like that. But then let's say someone else comes up in the life and that person doesn't say anything. He just would not participate in any of these things. Now, this person is curious. Why are you not sitting with us to drink? Can't friends sit together? So he says, all right, I'll sit with you, but I'm not gonna hold the glass of alcohol. I'll be having a lemonade, mojito. And something goes inside then. Hey, why is he not picking up the glass? Initially, person A and the rest of the party will try to influence this new person also by saying that it's all right, it's occasional. But then this guy stands his ground. And he says only one thing, that, I like the state of awareness more than the state of inebriation. It is just something that I prefer. I love to experience what is happening around me to the fullest. I should know what is the impact of the words of people, rain falling, things like that on me. And I think if I'll be in an inebriated state, I might not be able to experience that as much. Somehow, this guy A starts to think, maybe he has a point. He won't accept that initially. But when he'll go back, he'll realize that maybe there is a point, let me try that. And he does it. And he finds some change. And then he decides that maybe this is the kind of company I'm more interested in. So the idea of good overpowering, influencing, and having a lasting impression on you comes from not the person. It comes from the power of good itself. When we are obese and when all sorts of heart problems start to arise, then the very veggies that we never wanted to eat would become our good friends. And now that we have experienced the worst, we would not go back to junk food and sugars, etc. Right? In our Katha on Bhagwan Ram, I spoke about the story of Narad ji, who cursed the two Ganas of Shivji, and they were born as Ravan and Kumbhakard. So I told you that when Shivji was telling Ram Katha to Parvati Mata, Shivji said that there are many, many reasons why Bhagwan Ram takes birth. And that Naradji's story was one such reason. There was one more reason that Shivji told Mata Parvati. There are two gatekeepers of Bhagwan Vishnu. They are known as Jai and Vijay. When Brahmaji wanted to start the Srishti, he first created 4 kids, Manas Putra, from his mind, from his imagination. Those 4 kids were known as Sanat Kumars. But they were so much immersed in bhakti that they did not want to progress with making of Srishti. So Brahmaji had to find another way. But these Sanat Kumars were such devotees of Bhagwan Vishnu that one day they wanted to meet Bhagwan Vishnu. So they all reached Vaikunt, but they were stopped by Jai and Vijay. Now Jai and Vijay basically were there to not let anybody meet Bhagwan Vishnu, but they were also not aware that these are Sanat Kumars. They are very learned. They are Bhakt. And then Sanat Kumars requested Jai and Vijay many times. But these guys did not allow them to enter. So Sanat Kumars gave them a curse. They cursed them that you will be born as Rakshasas in your upcoming births, and not just 1, 3 times you are going to do that. Only then you will be liberated. In every single time that you are born as a Rakshas, you will be liberated by God Himself. But that's going to happen 3 times before you can come back here. Now those Jai and Vijay, in their very first time of becoming Rakshas, became Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashyapu. And they were related. Now Hiranyaksh unleashed a lot of pain on earth. So on the insistence of Devtas and everybody, Bhagwan Vishnu killed Hiranyaksh. And now it was time for Hiranyakashyapu, his brother, to take up the throne. But Hiranyakashipu had a desire. Hiranyakashipu wanted to be no less than Brahmaji or Bhagwan Vishnu in power. Now that is not possible. You cannot be the same as your creator. But then He thought that I don't think there is any way to get that kind of power that I can do the Srishti. And his idea of making the world his own was very simple. It will be governed by his whims and fancies. So if he wants to eat something, he must have it. If he thinks that this is the way life should be governed, so be it. So he wanted to change the metrics of Pap and Punya. Whatever we are calling sin today, let's say, being dishonest with somebody is a Pap, is a sin. Hiranyakashipu wanted to change those rules so that it can be altered according to his desires, his way, and people would just live according to that. And that is not something which is a good thing, because then you are disturbing the entire wisdom of Srishti. Then what's the point in establishing the code of conduct? Hiranyakashipu thought that this kind of power I cannot really get only from my arms, bhujbal se main प्राप्त नहीं कर सकता. So I need to do tapasya. And he started doing tapasya of Brahmaji. He spent quite a few years in doing that. And that tapasya was so intense, so well done, that his body basically became just the skeleton. He was holding on to his prana just a bit. It was so intense. But because of that intensity, the tej, the power that was getting emanated from his body started to burn, started to, impact everybody in the universe. Everybody. Especially Devtas. Because eventually, Hiranyakashipu wanted to take up their throne. And Devtas realized this thing that, if this happens, then our throne is gone. And when we talk about Devta's throne, we are not talking about, a gold throne and things like that. We are talking about the righteous conduct. Because Devtas are the custodian of all the powers that are governing our system here. Suryadev is governing the power of suns, and not just one sun. And then we have various Devtas. So if Hiranyakashipu conquers them, then it's a problem. And at that time, Indra, the king of Devtas, made a sort of evil plan. He was very clear in his mind that probably Hiranyakashipu is currently in his tapas, and till the time he is in tapas, then maybe we should attack his kingdom. So they did. When they attacked the kingdom, they also got to know that Hiranyakashipu's wife was pregnant. So Indra thought that maybe I should kill her. If she is killed, then the son of Hiranyakashipu, who is currently inside, will also be done with. If Hiranyakashipu is so evil, think about what his son will be. That is what Indra was thinking. And if this thing keeps on going, then it is a big problem. So Indra abducted, kidnapped Hiranyakashipu's wife. And Hiranyakashipu is still in penance. He's doing his tapas. At that time, Narad ji appeared, where Indra was taking that lady away. Narad ji said, Indra, stop right here. What are you doing? Indra shared his predicament, that this is the situation. I don't even know what to do. Hiranyakashipu I can't kill. The power currently emanating from his tapasvi body is something that I can't even handle. And then the other one is also getting ready. What to make of it? So Narad ji said, this is wrong. This is wrong. The one inside this lady is a massive devotee of Bhagwan Vishnu. You want to kill the devotee of Bhagwan Vishnu? Do you even know that this is not possible? Do you know what is going to happen to you if you do that? Indra understood. Narad ji said, leave them. And Narad ji then requested the lady to stay in Narad ji's ashram until Hiranyakashipu is done with his tapasya. The lady went to Narad ji's ashram. She delivered the baby there, and the name of that baby was Prahlad. Prahlad is the son of God knows what kind of a demon. But then he is in the company of Narad ji, who is all about the praises of Bhagwan Vishnu. So Narad ji gave Prahlad ji the most important gyan. And not just when he was born, he started doing that even before he was born. Narad ji would give discourses to Prahlad's mother. Prahlad's mother would hear them, and then of course they will go to Prahlad. So everything about philosophy, everything about Narayan, everything about the very core power that is there in the world, that is there in the universe, everything about bhakti, all the knowledge Narad ji had, he gave it to Prahlad ji. And Prahlad ji was very young, very young. Not even around 5 that time. The brains, the mind of toddlers is very sharp, very sharp. We should never underestimate that. The more you teach your kids in the formative years, the better their overall development is going to be. So I advise all the parents, the new parents especially, that never waste the time of your child by just talking about hulululu or very simple lullabies. Nah. You should definitely sing simple lullabies, that's all right, but talk about the things which are complex. Talk about the things which are spiritual. Complexity means spiritual, not the complex things that are stressing us nowadays. Talk about God. In place of lullabies, make the sutras, Hanuman Chalisa, various prayers as the lullabies. This really nurtures the kid. In first 2 years, the kind of brain development that happens, you can't even imagine. And after that, for 3 more years. After that, it slows down. So if we waste the time until 5 years, and the first 2 years, then we, sort of get this problem later on that, my kid is not understanding what I want from him. My kid is not studying. My kid is not just naughty, he is, also bad in behavior. Things like that come up, and then, people will just start complaining about your kid more and more. So utilize these initial years. So Naradji also did it. Naradji is a saint. He knows the value of time. He knows that time is not going to stay. And then, here, Brahmaji realized that it might not be a good idea to keep Hiranyakashipu waiting for a long time, because the aura, the energy that was getting emanated from his tapasvi body was very difficult to contain. So Brahmaji appeared. And Brahmaji then asked Hiranyakashipu, what do you want? Now sometimes we think that if the demons are doing the tapasya, why Devas, Mahadev, Bhagvan Vishnu, why are they honoring those tapasyas? And the answer is very simple. God will never differentiate. Why would God differentiate? God says that, okay, you do my tapasya thoroughly and I will appear. And there is a rule. Rule is, if you do the tapasya, if I realize that I am happy now because of you, then I will come to you. And now I am in your clutches. I am in your bandhan. And I cannot be released from that bandhan until you ask for something and I give it to you. Very simple rule. And if God doesn't follow that, nobody will pray to God. Na? Yeah, I don't know whether he is treating me as a demon or he is treating me as a deva. So it's all about devotion. Devotion towards the deity. Later on, what you do with those powers, that's a separate thing to manage. So first of all, when Brahmaji appeared, Brahmaji took some water from his kamandalu and sprinkled it on that almost frail and almost dead corpse-like body of Hiranyakashipu. The moment Brahmaji's sprinkled water touched the body, Hiranyakashipu regained his entire strength and returned to that form with which he started his tapasya. And then Brahmaji asked, what do you want, Hiranyakashipu? Now Hiranyakashipu had realized one thing, that if I will ask Amarta, he will not give me. Even Hiranyaksha asked the same thing. And Brahmaji says one thing, that see, this is a bad thing about you demons, You will not talk about how to liberate yourself. You will not talk about how to go beyond. You just want to be Amar. And in most cases, you just want to be Amar because you want to create problem for others. And if Brahmaji is not Amar, how can Brahmaji give the Vardhan of Amarta to anybody? Brahmaji has an age, Brahma is the name of the title. Brahma is created from Bhagwan Vishnu's navel. And then he has a job to do for some years, and then someone else will be placed on that title, and that Brahma will be done with his life. So Hiranyakashipu's thought, I'm going to ask something very interesting. Hiranyakashipu said, the Srishti that you have made, Brahmadev, the Srishti that you have made, nobody from that Srishti should be able to kill me. The day and night that you have made, nobody should be able to kill me during day or night. That means morning or evening, morning and evening. The weapons that you have made, nobody should be able to kill me with those weapons. Nobody should be able to kill me when I'm inside my house or when I'm outside my house. So he created a list like that nothing from your created Srishti should be able to kill me. Brahmaji said, oh ho, but I can't even deny this thing to him. So Brahmaji said, Tathastu. And Brahmaji went away. And then Hiranyakashipu unleashed his worst self on the entire Srishti. And he was so powerful that if he wants to rupture a planet, he would do that. By that time, Prahlad ji also returned to his father's kingdom. Like a good father, Hiranyakashipu thought that it's time for my kids also to get education. So Shukracharya ji is the guru of all the demons. So the two disciples of Shukracharya ji were entrusted with teaching Prahlad and his brothers. There were 4 kids of Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad was the youngest. Now these teachers started teaching them. Wonderful knowledge. They would teach them about politics, they will teach them about social sciences, they will teach them about diplomacy, they will teach them about weaponry, they will teach them about philosophy, dharma, arth, kam. But they will not teach Prahlad about moksha, because that was the modus operandi of Hiranyakashipu, that everything that you are here for is only to serve your own material purpose. Hiranyakashipu was a big slave of his own senses. Even though he was a big tapasvi, mighty king, but he had no control on his senses. And it is a very clear fact. If we do not have control over our senses, we are in for a loss. That becomes the very reason of our end. Imagine somebody loves to eat. This is a new type of addiction that is coming up. So you are becoming fat, but you are not able to stop yourself from eating. What will happen? It will lead to obesity and eventual end of life. Hiranyakashipu was of the same sort. No control on the senses. So he ensured that his sons also do not get the idea of moksha. So only dharma, arth and kam. But Prahlad really didn't like that kind of teaching. First of all, he was already learned. So whatever they taught, he already knew. And to them, Prahlad was a bright student, because the moment you say something, Prahlad would immerse that, internalize it, and then speak it out. Like a photographic memory. So it had been some time. And then Hiranyakashipu thought that maybe I should ask my son what he has learned so far. So he called Prahlad. He was very young. He asked him to sit in his lap. and then asked Prahlad, what do you know about so and so? What are you learning in your Gurukul? And Prahlad said that the only thing worth knowing is that Vishnu is the creator of everything, and the devotee of Vishnu is the one who is or who has achieved everything. Life is worth living only when you become the devotee of Bhagwan Vishnu. And Hiranyakashipu became furious. He said, what is this? Where are you learning from that? And he quickly summoned those two teachers that what are you teaching him? I specifically asked you to not teach him all these nonsense, especially about Vishnu. He killed Hiranyaksh, and I want my son to be an enemy of Vishnu. And what are you making out of him? I'm going to kill you. They said that, sir, we did not teach him this at all. We don't know from where he got all this. And Hiranyakashipu said, I'm giving you a warning. Take him back, teach him the things that he's supposed to know, and not this Vishnu nonsense. They went back. And they started teaching about dharma, arth, kam once again, just to ensure that he's learning what he's supposed to learn. And during that time, one day, there was a holiday. So in Gurukuls, it was not like every Sunday or every Saturday, Sunday, weekend will be a holiday. No. You would learn every single day. So sometimes when the Guru would not be there, or if Guru has to go somewhere, then you can get a holiday. So it could be possible that maybe in 4 or 5 years you would get just one leave, right? So one day, Prahlad's gurus were not there. And other demon kids were also learning there. No? But those were also young. Older than Prahlad, but they were young. So much so that so far, the wrong had not touched their mind. And then Prahlad called them. Come, sit with me. Let's talk. They already respected Prahlad so much. They knew that Prahlad is very intelligent. So they stopped playing and they sat with Prahlad. And Prahlad ji then started giving them discourse about the idea of moksha, the true purpose of life, being devotee of Bhagwan Vishnu. And they all became convinced. Just with that 5-year-old boy, they become convinced. When they came back, the gurus came back, they realized that Prahlad has made all the Daitya kids as a Deva kid. And then they started thinking, oh my God, if Hiranyakashipu gets to know about that, what will he do with us? So then they threatened Prahlad also, that I am going to beat you with a stick. Prahlad was just smiling. After making a lot of efforts, when Prahlad was still on his own tunes of Bhagwan Vishnu, then these two guys thought that maybe we should report it to Hiranyakashipu before it gets late. And then they went to Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad was also there. Before the two teachers could say anything, Hiranyakashipu quickly asked Prahlad to come sit on his lap and tell Hiranyakashipu what all he has learned. Like a doting father, he kissed his son and everything. Wonderful. He loved Prahlad. But however we love anybody, if we have demonic tendencies, our ego will always win. It will always win. And then we will never realize that this is our son that we are talking about. The moment Hiranyakashipu heard the same thing from Prahlad, he became so furious that he ordered his demons to kill Prahlad. See, this guy is talking about killing his own son just because he is praising Vishnu. All these demons took out their spears and started hitting Prahlad. This 5-year-old child. Every portion of his body is so delicate and soft. His cheeks, his head, his chest, his stomach, his arms, little arms. And hundreds of demons started immersing the spears into the body of Prahlad, but they could not do that. The Bhakt of Ishwar can never be harmed. Can never be harmed. This is the bottom line. Mirabai was given poison. She drank it. That poison did not kill her. It became prasad. She only knew one thing, that my Krishna is with me. And she was also not furious with others. She had a simple rule that one can be disappointed or furious only with the people that are close with you. See, if someone else hurts you, you get hurt a bit, but you don't keep it for a long time. But we keep the hurt for a long time when it happens from someone in the family. Yes or no? मीराबाई said, मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल, दूसरों ना कोई. No one else is there. No one is mine except for Girdhar Gopal. So why should I bother? And nothing touched her. Prahlad ji was an absolute devotee of Bhagwan Vishnu. What would spears do to him? Nothing. And seeing that, Hiranyakashipu became more furious. And then he tried so many things to kill Prahlad, his own son. He asked his demons to throw Prahlad from top of the mountain. Prahlad survived, nothing happened. He asked his demons to dig a hole in the bottom of the mountain and put Prahlad over there and cover it with stones. Prahlad survived that as well. He asked the demons to put Prahlad in fire. Nothing happened to Prahlad. And this was going on, one after the other. Imagine the fury in that demonic heart of a father who would be ready to kill his son just because he is more in favor of bhakti. And then Hiranyakashipu decided, I am going to kill this one myself. Hiranyakashipu said, you talk about Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu all the time? Is your Vishnu still here with you? Prahlad said, yes, father, he's there with me. Is your Vishnu here in that pillar that currently is there? He says, yes, he is in that pillar also. Really? And then Hiranyakashipu made a fist and banged it inside that pillar and asked Prahlad, where is your Vishnu? And suddenly a roar happened. It was such a terrifying roar that Hiranyakashipu also got startled. Nobody could startle him. And then a figure tore that pillar apart and emerged out of it. That figure was half lion, half human. Narsimha. Singh means lion, human means nar. And that's why it was Nrisimha. He had such big nails, really long, very sharp, thousands of hands. And the body was so massive that it went beyond the lokas. The jaws were so fierce that incited fear in the hearts of everybody who saw that. And that figure grabbed Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyakashipu escaped that. Bhagwan Vishnu is playing. But then Hiranyakashipu charged at that figure with his weapons and everything. And in all his fury, Bhagwan Narsimha once again captured Hiranyakashipu. He captured Hiranyakashipu. He placed Hiranyakashipu on his lap. And Hiranyakashipu and Narsimha Bhagwan, they are standing at that portion which is neither inside home nor outside home, where there is a door, chaukhut. Hiranyakashipu asked Brahmaji that I should not be killed on the earth or on sky. Na bhumi par, na bhumi se upar, akash mein. So Narsimha Bhagwan kept him on his lap, on his one thigh. And it was the time of afternoon, so neither morning nor evening. This person was not created by Brahmaji's srishti. He emerged out of a pillar. He was neither man nor an animal, a combination. And Narsimha Bhagwan took out his claws and tore open the stomach of Hiranyakashipu with his nails. He was not killed by any weapon created by Brahmaji. When demons saw that their king had been killed, they all charged towards Narsimha Bhagwan, and by then Narsimha Bhagwan had the fury which was uncontrollable. So with thousands of arms, single-handedly, Narsimha Bhagwan wiped out all those demons. And he was still not getting settled. Brahmaji, Pitar, Devtas, Gandharv, all the yonis, everybody did stuti of Narsimha Bhagwan, but his fury was not coming down. And then they thought, Only Prahlad can settle him. Eventually, he is Prahlad's god. Prahladji did the Dandavat in front of Narsimha Bhagwan, and then Narsimha Bhagwan saw that this little kid is standing in front of me. He's lying down in front of me, and his fury got settled. And Narsimha Bhagwan did a lot of stuti of Narsingh. Prahladji did a lot of stuti of Narsimha Bhagwan. And then Narsimha Bhagwan said, may you be blessed. Now you take the throne of your father and you ensure that righteousness is established in the world. Narsimha Bhagwan also asked Prahlad to ask for a boon. But Prahlad says, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. But what I would request you is that if you can forgive my father, his sins and everything. Narsimha Bhagwan said, all right, tathastu. He is liberated. And then Prahladji ruled over the kingdom for quite some time, ensured that dharma prevails, and proved it to us how good company and devotion in Lord can just make you fearless, invincible, and innocent. No dvesh, nothing. And that is the only way for us to win the world as well. If we will not honor the very power that has created us, then we are letting go of a very significant portion of energy to not help us. In fact, it was such a wonderful thing that when I created this series of 10 kathas, after a couple of days I also got to know that a movie got released. I'm not sure if you have heard of that, Mahavatar Narsimha. But yes, those of you who are holding on to a healthy womb, you should still not watch the movie right now. Not because it is not wonderful, it is a wonderful movie. But music could be, something which could be more to your ears. Yeah, but definitely watch it later on. Let's close our eyes. कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि. Let us bless everybody around us. Let's bless our brothers today, especially. Let us bless the life that is growing inside us. Our nation, our world, and every good person who is ensuring that world remains a better place to be in. Let's open our